what's the average salary? What's the salary for a health coach? So what I want to do is I actually want to give you those statistics from a lot of reputable based sources. And even if you were to apply online for a position, what you may expect. All right, so let's dive in right now. Welcome back to the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. I'm Dr. Stephen Cabral, board certified at Doctor of Naturopathy, founder of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. What I want to share with you here today, this has been a popular ask in the comment section. So again, if you have ideas for shows, do feel free to leave them in the comments. We would love to hear about that. But other coaches and our IHPs have asked, what's the average salary? What's the salary for a health coach? So I said, you know what? It's interesting. I've been in this field now for 25 years or so. I've kind of seen where things have gone. I myself started at a whole $8 per hour. And I said, wow, like what is it right now? I would love to see that. So what I want to do is I actually want to give you those statistics from a lot of reputable based sources. And even if you were to apply online for a position, what you may expect. All right, so let's dive in right now. I remember back in my day, back in the 90s when I first started, this is like the mid to late 90s, I got paid $8 per hour plus, meaning overall to be at a health club, and then working with a client, whether it be nutrition-based or personal training-based, I would get $20 per client training session. Now, things have come a long way since then. There's definitely no doubt about it. And the range could be anywhere from that $20, which we'll get into, all the way up to $290 or so per hour. So let's dive in. Let's see how there can be such a discrepancy. We'll find out. Okay, right now I want to give you the salary estimates, and I'm going to give you them from ZipRecruiter and Glassdoor and Indeed and a bunch of these hiring-based websites. Okay, so right now on Indeed, it says that the health coach per hour ranges from $11 to $35 per hour. Okay, it's based on your experience and it's based on the clients you're working with, how much they're paying, and the work that you are doing. Okay, the average per hour salary, though, is $19.71. It may change based on the state that you're in, but that is the average salary, $19.71. So let's look at that. Let's just, for easy math, I like easy math, let's round that to $20. I think that's fair, right? So we say 20 times 40 hours a week, and we get $800. We multiply that by 52 weeks a year. You probably get a couple weeks in vacation. That's $41,600. That is the average health coach salary. And that's pretty spot on for the industry. And I want to share with you why. When I go on ZipRecruiter, I see the average lifestyle health coach or life coach or any of those things is $10 to $21 per hour. When I go on Glassdoor, I see that the average salary is $48,000 to $83,000 per year. Now, this is a little bit higher end, working at some boutique studios or well-established practices. When I go on talent.com, I see that the average is closer to between $30,000 and $67,000. When I go on salary.com, health and wellness-based coach, wellness typically might confer more specialty, would be between $50,000 and $87,000. So when you see some of these higher end ones, what might you be looking for? Experience, the ability to look at certain labs, the ability to work with both nutrition, exercise, wellness, to work at more of a wellness-based center or corporate wellness office. All of those things can pay a little bit more of a higher salary. So when I look at, and I just kind of went over all the different salary ranges, I would say the fair range, not the low end like the $29K or $30K, but the fair range is somewhere around that $40,000 to $60,000 mark. So what does that mean for you? It means that when you get your health coaching certification, if you're looking for full-time work and you're looking for it at a gym, a spa, a corporate wellness center, and you're kind of starting out, you can expect the range to be between $40,000 and $60,000. This is also why I tell a lot of people, there are health coaching certifications out there that are $30,000 to $40,000. I don't know that you start there. I don't know that it's the wisest idea. I think that there's a lot of great health coaching certifications, more than great, that you can get somewhere between the $4,000 and $8,000 mark. And with that, you're going to get an amazing education that you can then actually pay off when you start to work 6 months later as a health coach, right? So anyway, that's just my opinion. You can feel otherwise, and I'm okay with that. Like, it's everybody needs to do what they feel is best for them. So 40 to 60,000 is the normal range. As you become more advanced, could you make 80,000? Absolutely. You absolutely can. So who goes from making 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80, maybe over those 4 years or so? The person that does, so this is what a company is looking for. They're looking for, can I, not right away, they expect to teach you a bit, there's no doubt about that. Can I pass off clients to this health coach? And I don't have to do a lot of oversight. I know that they're making the right recommendations. I know that they're taking good care of their clients. And I know that those clients become repeat clients as well. Because now the wellness center understands, okay, well, if we're charging X amount per hour and we have an admin team, we have a whole team, we can afford to pay this person this price. But if they're bringing in their own clients or they're getting repeat clients, we could pay them a little bit more because there's no advertising fees, there's no other fees. So that's how you're able to move up there. And I don't think it would be too crazy to go from 40 to 50. So to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80. Yeah, 4 years. I don't think that that's that crazy. I really don't. So if not working on your own and working for another organization, you want to be making $80,000 a year, I think you can. I really do. I think what you need to understand is that the metrics of how a business then is able to pay you that. If they have massage or they have personal training or they have meal plans or they have nutritional supplements or they have infrared sauna, and you are referring more of those services, the business then, you're obviously helping your clients, but then they make a little bit more money. And they're like, wow, this person's referring all these services and we're making a little bit more. Oh, we want to pay this individual then a little bit more money. So what would that look at? Like, let's just look at the math for a moment, okay? What would it be if you were to be paid $30 per hour? Okay, 30 times 40, right? $30 times 40 hours a week times 52 weeks. And now we're at 62,500 or 400. So now you went from 42 to 62. So you gave yourself a $20,000 raise by getting $10 more per hour. And you're able to do that if you were to send the company another $5,000, $6,000 or so in revenue per month. So you just understand that businesses, spas, corporations, they don't have an endless pot of money. The way that they're able to pay more is that they make more, they generate more money. So they can either then hire more people or they pay you more because you're invaluable as an employee. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so 40,000 to 80,000, very fair, like no doubt about it. Okay, now what if you want to make more than 80,000? Well, there's a couple things. The first is that you can start to become the head health coach, right? Where you train other health coaches. Or you can start to charge more for your services. So if you can charge a couple $100 and take over all that, then they obviously can pay you more. What you have to understand, though, with a lot of other virtual practices working for a practitioner or, like, again, bigger spas, is they're paying you for all 40 hours, but you are not working with clients for all 40 hours, right? You might be doing 20 hours with clients. Well, for the other 20 hours, they're paying you for hours that they don't get paid, if that makes sense, right? So the clients pay for 20 hours, but they're paying you for 40. So whatever revenue you're breaking in, they actually have to pay you for the hours, just kind of for the prep work and the answering of emails. And that's fair. Like, that's fair for sure. So the other thing that you'll look at is they're paying for the administrative team. So they're actually paying for the manager, the front desk, all the different people. And that kind of goes into one pool that everybody has to be paid out of. And I know you maybe feel like you should be making all that, but it's everybody makes the team makes the dream work. Okay, so now that you know a little bit about the metrics behind a corporation or a business, how do you then earn more than 80,000? Okay, well, maybe you now have a couple years experience working for a corporation or a practitioner or a business, and you say, you know what? I think I'm going to try this on my own. Now, I have many podcasts on that, on who should be an employee and who should start on their own. So I don't want to go over that today, but I will link it up for you. So if you go to ihp.coach/286, ihp.coach/286, really important, because what I want to do is share with you who's best to be an employee, who's best to go on their own, because not everybody should go off on their own. Meaning, just a quick example, if you don't know how to get clients on your own, it's difficult to be successful on your own. Now, for those people, and if you follow our previous podcast or you've done the business mentorship experience, we teach you how to get clients. So if you know how to get clients and you're comfortable doing that and you're okay with a little bit more risk, well, you could make not just $30 an hour, you could make $100 an hour, right? Because even if you're charging, now we talk about, if you charge $180 per month, well, you're spending, let's do the math, right? You're spending, let's say 2 hours on average per client. You might say, well, I'm only talking with them 1 hour. Sure. But you have follow-up emails, you've got invoicing, you have other things. So it's like maybe 2.5 hours, right, per client, because you want to be doing the follow-ups. That's what keeps them a client, keeps them actually coming back, is to make sure that they feel cared for and that you're actually getting the results they deserve. So if you charge $180, you're making $90 an hour, right? So hopefully you kind of see that makes sense. Now, if you leverage that and you say, okay, that makes sense. So if I can go from $30 or maybe $40 where I'd be making 80-something thousand, and I can make double that, then I would need half the clients. Absolutely correct. So now you would need half the clients, but you still don't stop half the work, because now you're doing the same amount of prep work, you're doing half the clients, but you now need to spend time going to find more clients, doing the social media posts, the videos, interviews, collaborations, doing lunch and learns. So you still have to be dedicated to doing that part, which takes time. So a lot of people think that, oh, well, if I just go on my own, I could work with half the clients and make the same amount of money. True. That's true. However, you need to do the prep time that you don't get paid for. It comes out of the total package. That's why you need to charge enough. But also, you need to spend time getting new clients, right? Attracting new clients, doing the discovery calls, all of those things that you may have been paid a salary before. Now, both camps is fantastic. I just want you to do what you feel is right for you. Some people, they want to go off on their own. They want to build up their practice, build up their brand. Love it. No issues with that at all. For other people, or at least in the beginning, working for a practitioner, corporate wellness, spa, boutique gym, any of those things as the health coach, unbelievable. I did that for the first, let's say from 96 to 2003. So it's that 7 years. Now, I was in undergrad for 4 years, obviously, till about 2000, and then another 3 years. So yeah, so I part-time, obviously, in undergrad, but I still worked at a bunch of different gyms. And then 3 more years after that, nutrition, training, strength and conditioning. So it enabled me to also learn the systems, to know what I wanted to do, what I didn't like to do, how to treat clients in a little better way. And I learned a lot. So it's just something to think about. And if you ever feel comfortable, well, then you might start, right, to go off on your own. So if you're thinking about applying for a job, just know the average hourly pay is $20 per hour. The average salary, somewhere between the $40,000 to $60,000 range. And for starting out a little bit on the lower end, more experience, a little bit on the higher end, and you can make all the way up to 80K for the most part. So hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate you writing in. This was literally a question from our community. If you would love to see a podcast topic on something you'd like, feel free to leave it in the comments below. All the show notes for today will be at ihp.coach/286. And be sure to check out all the different blog and content and previous podcasts while you're over there at ihp.coach. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Do feel free to share the show with anyone you believe it could serve.